Hi guys, it's Taco coming at you with another edition of Minecraft. So let's jump to it. Just same as always, just gonna show off what we've been working on. So on this island here, you see some little spruce trees. Pretty pathetic, right? But over here, oh my goodness, look how tall they are. So I've been working on this island here. You see in the distance some pillars. So over in this direction where my cursor is pointed is where the hole in the ocean is. So this is the distant island. But I've been working on this for a bit. I planted a cherry tree so that it could be seen from far away. There's a lush cave under here. I died in it a couple of times. I don't actually know how to get in without burrowing underneath the ocean. But I created a large, it's probably not that big compared to Minecraft standards, but sugarcane farm. Several hundreds of them. I don't really know what it's good for. I think you make paper out of it or something, but I just made this composter and have been working on making a bunch of bone meal, so I got about 100 of that. So this biome, F3 tells us, is called Old Growth Pine Taiga, and the trees get very tall if you plant them in a 2x2 square. So I said to myself, what if you were to take a place of these very tall trees and then make an imitation tree and then live inside of it? But what I actually did was not that clever. What I actually did was grow this whole thing of trees and then cut it down and use the planks for another exterior, because I used like 1,000 spruce planks for building things. Maybe not on this exactly here. So basically, because I needed logs, so I would cut down trees and then I would use those trees to plant more trees, and then I would cut down those trees and so on and so on. But I thought about starting over and getting a different world because I was bummed about the passive mobs not working properly in all the places I'd gone, which they still don't, which is fine because like there's supposed to be like wolves and stuff that roam the taiga, and they're just not here uh, because of whatever went on with my world conversion. But if I just go like 500 blocks further, like the polar bears are working and such. I did figure out why the village is broken. It's because of the world conversion. Uh, if I load this seed in to a fresh world of Java, the village that doesn't work isn't even where it says it is. But anyway, I was showing off things. This is not that. This is just looking. So this is my sweet treehouse. It's not much yet. Just have the bed for when I inevitably die of fall damage. The Christmas trees provide a nice route down, but I actually came up here not to build tree houses, but because I was thinking about my axolotl habitat that failed, my aquarium, and the terracotta that I used in it, and I was like, where did I even get those at? And I remembered on my way home from the nether, stopped at this island, saw some, picked it up. But then I was like, why don't I dig more? And what I found was the most wonderful thing. Um, I have no idea what it is. There was red and blue terracotta, and I got further, and then they had these blocks, which are called yellow glazed terracotta. I haven't mined any of them. I was too afraid. I didn't want to ruin it. But they have these mud bricks, and then like these awesome, like straight up just normal bricks. They have these totally cool looking black terracotta, but I cleared out all of this, right? Like this was all just not visible from the surface. And there was gravel on a lot of things, and I wish I'd been recording so you could see my face, because I was just coming down here cutting things down, and there's all this gravel in here, and then I hit it to expose this crafting table that was just in this alcove surrounded by all of that, and it was really cool. I very much enjoyed that discovery, because this is like the clearly the architectural ruins of some ancient and extinct civilization. these tiles. You can probably place them so that they form a circle pattern instead of being sort of oriented strangely as they are here. But they have gray and yellow terracotta. They have all this brick. I couldn't decide if I wanted to, excavate the entire thing and, keep it under glass as a nice museum of whatever society this was. All this cobblestone, that's native cobblestone also. There was some placed around. I tried not to disturb any of it once I figured out what a valuable uh, place we had here. But anyway, that's what we've got going on. I have just been messing around and building a tree out of other trees, which I I don't want to say it seemed like a good idea when I had it. It seemed silly, but I don't know if you ever had a treehouse growing up. My family did. It wasn't, it wasn't a spruce treehouse. You know, it wasn't like super fancy. My dad built it, but it was really cool for a little while, and then it started falling apart, and then there were bugs, and in mine and my siblings' heads, it was a much cooler idea than the implementation. Which, to make fair to my father, he probably understood that we wouldn't really like it that much, but I'm sure he was hopeful. Must have been a little disenchanting for him to spend a bunch of time working on it, and then we like sort of got sick of it pretty quick. But I don't have children myself, but I imagine that is a very common sensation of parenthood, is spending a lot of effort and having your kid just sort of be like, oh, that's fine, cool, thanks, and then forget about it in like 14 seconds after you just spent like 2 weeks making it happen. But a thankless job. Anyway, I shouldn't end by saying that I'm gonna like call my dad up and thank him for building the treehouse. I'm not going to. But I do think about stuff like that sometimes. I I'm not good at communicating. I mean, I can communicate an idea, but it's always been difficult for me to usefully talk to people about things. What I prefer to do is build tree houses. So here's this one. And whenever I come back with another video, we will either have a bigger tree house or a whole other thing altogether. But this is my silly little experiment. The outside was mainly barren, and I thought it looked very ridiculous from a distance. It looks ridiculous from all angles, let us be honest. But I grew up a bunch of smaller ones around the outside, and the leaves just sort of migrated up, so it looks just totally bonkers. But who cares? Not me. It is just as I designed it. And if I ever want to tear down all the leaves, it won't take too long. But anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.